we came to a grinding halt. Gotta switch. Harbor Freight tool. Right there's the prime, there's what you get for Harbor Freight. 3 seats and a bit of dust.
Well, good morning, guys and gals. Backwaters and back roads here, obviously. What are we doing today? What are we doing in this video? Oh, okay. Wayne's Diaries. Friend of the channel. We've been friends for, I don't know, maybe going on 10 years. He's one of the OGs of the shanty boat resurgence on YouTube, you could say. He inspired a lot of people, made a real shanty boat and took it to Florida and made a little series about it and inspired me and many others that I know of. And it really showed me what shanty boats are, and I hit the ground running, as you guys can tell, and I found my life calling, or one of them, being a shanty boat captain. And so I partially have Wayne to thank for that. That's one of the reasons why, I don't know, I guess I'm a loyal friend to him and try to help him when I can. And which brings me to this summer, he has been working really hard trying to, he'll probably talk more about this. Wavey's trying to trip me here, as always. Maybe he'll talk about this on his channel. I'll link his channel below, Wayne Diaries. And he's been living in a tent in his dad's yard all summer long, working 2 jobs, and I think trying to catch up on bills and stuff. And, been kind of waiting for the right project to, happen. Maybe a boat, maybe a bus, maybe a camper, or something like that. Well, maybe I'll talk more about this as the video goes on, but it's getting to be late in the season here. You better figure it out pretty quick. And we found him a really good school bus. He has built a couple of skoolies, in the past few years and then sold them. And, we've been looking for it's good to start out with the best bus you can. Up here in the Northland, rust is always a consideration. Brake lines can rust out, and, there's some real messes up here for buses. And buses have gone up in value quite a bit. They used to sell really cheap. School districts, skoolie folks will know this already, but, school districts have to replace their buses every once in a while to keep them in compliance for safety reasons and stuff. And so, they used to be really cheap. You used to be able to buy a bus for, $1,000 with good diesels in them and stuff. So, well, they've, tripled in price, as most things have, with our wondrous, administration in this country. Anyways, well, we found Wayne a 2009 International Harvester with a max force diesel with 130,000 miles on it, hardly any rust, full-size bus, good tires, runs good, just passed inspection a year ago, which is not easy to do. Those inspections for school buses are very strict, so it usually gives you an idea what kind of condition a bus is in. So we picked it up cheap. I'll let Wayne decide if he wants to, talk about the price and such. But so it's up here in Ontonagon, 500 miles almost exactly from Ludington, where Wayne lives. And I loaded my Yamaha TW200 that I have only put 4 miles on this whole summer. I've been so busy. And into the back of the bus, had to cut 3 seats out with a Sawzall. And we are driving it to Ludington today. I'll probably get there late tonight. It's going to be a 10 or 12 hour trip. And then I'm going to hang out in Ludington for a day or so. And then we're going to jump on the TW and slowly make our way back on Ontonagon. Having some adventures along the way, seeing some stuff. Beautiful fall colors, and hopefully not freezing and getting rained on like we are right at this moment. The weather report looks pretty good. So, okay, guys, stick around. This is going to be pretty fun. There's going to be cool stuff going on here. Get to see Wayne, check in with him, and watch his channel. He's probably going to be building up this bus, turning it into a skoolie, and that's always interesting. I'll be doing the same with my own bus next summer, so different kind of bus. But okay, anyways, enough prattling. Let's get on with the adventure. Stay tuned. Move. All aboard! This is the cheapest place I know of in the area for fuel. It's still gonna be painful. I gotta go find out what side the filler's on. Stay. Is this it? It looks like it. Maybe $100 will get us there. Let's find out. So we're here at St. Agnes, which is where the bridge cuts over to the Lower Peninsula, and they're doing road construction. Everything's down to one lane, so this is backed up for miles, which is going to be fun. Come on, Beagle. Wavey's been trying to push these buttons for the entire trip. She wants to stand up there so bad. She's turned on fans and heaters and blinking lights and stop it. I let this Jeep in back there, that, you know, because we keep funneling down to one lane, and I let this Jeep in. I mean, people just, they will not let you in. It's like a competition. And then it funneled down. They passed. They got in front of me, right? And then we got down to this lane here, and they let me in. So it's almost like instant karma. You better not be pushing those buttons over there, little dog. Hey, no. I got a quick story for you guys. So this traffic reminds me of when I lived in Seattle for a couple years. I rented the basement from my buddy and his wife and 2 kids. And, you know, it's expensive. It was even expensive, 10, 12 years ago to live in Seattle. And one of the ways that I would pay my rent is he was a service tech for the coffee industry, and he had to drive all over the Puget Sound fixing coffee machines, and we'd get stuck on this traffic daily. It was like aging him. It was driving him crazy. So sometimes I would go with him all day long. I just drive in his service car, and he could drive in the carpool lanes, and it would just make it 10 times easier. It was really funny. And I also babysat for him. Him and his wife would actually get a night out together or something, and so I got really cheap rent because I was useful in a way. We used to call it the warm body. Would you be my warm body in the passenger seat today? So I could drive in the carpool lane. Wish I was out boating. Oh well. This only my lifestyle these days, this might happen once a year. I really have nothing to complain about. Hey, there's a skoolie right there. Very similar size. Nice, got a deck. This actually went quicker than I was thinking it would. Okay, you get on the floor for a minute because I know you're going to want to jump up. Google Maps has me going on a gravel road for some reason. I was not expecting this. I think it's only a couple miles. Calm down there, Wavy Gravy. There's Wayne's tent. Wavy stepped on every button on that panel when we got here. She got so excited we can't figure out how to turn the stop sign off.
Holy crap. I know what you're saying. What the hell? First maiden voyage on this new bus. I've been driving for 5-6 months now with a bus, but this is a new one, to me anyway. So figure all the bells and whistles out. Hopefully we won't have a repeat of what happened last night.
This will be the mobile homestead.
This is gonna be the mobile homestead. This is gonna be a great, and you guys are follow along. We'll build this one out and we'll keep this one because this is a good bus. You know, my other two buses were nothing compared to this bus. This bus has so much. Well, it's only a 14-year-old bus. My other two buses were like 30 years old.
What's the odometer say on there?
139.5.
Yeah, that's nothing for a diesel.
Not for a diesel, and it starts and runs beautiful. So yeah, we're gonna go down and unload your motorcycle and bring her back out for a parking and call her good for a while. Start building. Yeah, she runs down the road just as good as our buses at the garage. This is where I come for my internet bull crap. You know, have a coffee and do my blah blahs. You know how to make it to the house? Or you can follow me.
I'll follow you.
I'm gonna go out.
You're gonna get some fuel.
Yeah, I gotta get.
He's on the Mount Rushmore.
Here's the negative side. 407.
I just put $2.82 in this thing.
That's how to do it, yeah. But you know, for a mobile or something that's going to sit, can't be. Yeah, this will probably won't even give it a quarter tank, but that's okay. You know what you're getting when you have this.
So Wayne, how do you get these seats out?
Bus number 2, Chuck Norris. That breaks them free and you take the bolts out. Chuck ain't got nothing on me. When I do push-ups, steers move. All right. Seat number 4. Welcome to the neighborhood.
Wayne and his dad have a new neighbor. They just bought that house right there. And we were talking to him for a minute, and he's a what was it, a bank executive? Like he just retired as a Merrill Lynch executive, and let's just say we got slightly different lifestyles going on. So welcome to the neighborhood.
Yeah, I kind of broke. I hope I broke him in. Well, we came to a grinding halt. Got to switch. Harbor Freight tool. Right there's the prime, there's what you get for Harbor Freight. 3 seats and a bit of dust.
All right, guys. So Wayne's off at work, driving the school bus for the afternoon shift, taking all the kids home. And we are trying to get as many of these seats out as we can. I'm using a grinder and some wrenches. I've always heard this is like the worst job when you're building a skoolie, is getting these stupid seats out, but it has to be done. So let's at least get this row done, maybe a couple on that side too. So stay tuned. All right, guys, you can see that we got this opened up. Just a couple more little stragglers that Wayne's going to grind out here. And this is what it will look like. This is about a, what do you think, about a 35-footer?
Yeah, that's my guess.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I've learned a lot. That's one kind of nice thing about driving the bus. I've learned an awful lot about buses. And if I have any questions, I've even had the guys from the mechanics say, well, you know, if you throw a code or something, bring it in about time we leave, and I'll throw the thing on and run it and see what you got, because they got the computer for that. So that was the other reason I had been searching out a school bus a little bit, because I kind of have an in with this year with all those mechanics, you know. And if anything goes, I can pick their brain, you know. Or if I need a spare tire, you know, I mean, you know, they can probably find me an old junky one that they've got out back. So kind of got some resources, and that makes a major difference when you got, you know, and I've already learned a lot about buses from the last two, and then this one's whole different, because this one is a very computerized, you know. And even the mechanic was telling me this morning when I was getting ready to go out and do whatever, you know, he was talking about, you know, being that it's the age, and he says you got a lot of emissions and stuff. He said it'd be nice if you could get rid of those emissions, but he says it's a major illegal thing to do, and you're probably going to be stuck with it. But that's most of the time we have problems with all of our buses. It's usually an emissions problem.
Yeah.
It's a NOS sensor, or it's a sensor.
Yeah.
And
but this is a bus to keep. There really would be no reason to sell this one.
Oh yeah. I don't foresee, you know. I mean, I guess people are getting the impression that we're going to go out and put 100,000 miles on it in the next 2 years. Not the case. It'd be lucky if it gets 20,000 miles in 5 years, because it's not going to be traveling. You wouldn't want to travel with $4 a gallon.
You say you're just going to mostly use this in Michigan.
It's just a Michigan, around in Michigan for camping and the mobile homestead stuff. And I might, my plan was in the summer month, my dad's always gone, so I was going to park it like this, and then I was going to have all my stuff out front selling, because I get such a big traffic, put a couple signs up, sell my wood, sell my bread, sell my stuff, and before I know it, I know for a fact people will be like, oh, have you been down to corner this and this? This guy's got a whole bunch of stuff out there. You got to stop down. He's got homemade jellies and that, and you got your wood, and he's got a bus he built out, and it'll be a kind of a neat
You're going to
thing.
paint it to kind of draw attention to that? It'd be like the Wayne's Mobile Homestead?
They asked me that at the barn too. What are you going to paint it? And I said, well, I don't think anything till next summer, because that'll give me the chance to come up with a real good scheme, you know, and I think I'll spray it with some kind of a sprayer, because I know some guys around that have them, and they'll be like, you can use it if you want, and just do your bus in one day and spray it. That way I think it'll be a good, but I don't know what color. I mean, some kind of a color, and then a nice logo down the side, Mobile Homestead, Wayne's Mobile Homestead, get that kind of stuff. Make it as decorative as can be. Yeah.
Well, so where can people find you?
At the Wayne Diaries on YouTube, and I think it's the Wayne Diaries on Instagram, which I'll try to put more on there, just daily pictures, and then you can.
You see yourself making like weekly videos this winter, working on the bus?
Yeah, it's going to be for sure a weekly video, and I think I'll try to we are going to do a couple live streams on the bus as we get into, and then you guys can actually throw out a question and say, hey, Wayne, I've been wanting to ask this question forever, but I never run into you.
Yeah. A lot of people don't realize you've been on YouTube for like 12, 13 years.
Yeah, right, 12, 13 years, and a live stream gives that opportunity to be more one-on-one. Because when I have met people that, and I go over and have a beer with them or sit and have dinner with them or whatever, they get a lot of questions answered that they aren't able to get out of a video, which they get a whole different perspective of me, because you can see, wow, now I really kind of see why you did this, and this.
Yep.
So makes a big difference.
So come over to your channel, Wayne Diaries. I'll link it below as always, guys. And this winter, keep up with Wayne building up his mobile homestead. This is going to be a really cool project.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.